Hi, welcome to the Happiness Hangout. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
How to keep your dog well behaved during a conference call. Clearly, it's something that comes up often around this house.
Super cute. Hi. That's a great coworker to have. Yes, these are so important, especially because people are tending to have more conference calls from home now. And a well-behaved pup is a good way to make sure they don't become that annoying coworker in the background. So tip number one, get them exercise, especially exercise in the morning. We wake up ready for work, and then we stare at this weird contraption all day, at least in our pup's mind, right? They wake up full of energy and they have nothing to do except listen to us talk to a computer. So get them some exercise. 60 to 90 minutes of exercise a day is what's recommended for most dogs, and make sure part of that time is at least a morning walk. Tip number two, find a quiet, and the key term is quiet, interactive toy or chew bone that they can have when you're on these conference calls. And I always recommend trying this out. So give your dog the interactive toy or that chew bone, maybe that knuckle bone, and then call a friend. Can they hear it in the background? Because sometimes a dog chewing on a really loud bone or playing with a squeaky toy can be just as distracting as barking. Tip number three, reward the silence. Silence is golden. It goes true in the dog world as well. So what I like to do is keep a little bowl of treats on the table. And so these are beef lung, the American patty beef lungs. These are great because you can break them up in tiny little pieces. And when your dog is quiet, they're just minding their own business, they're doing nothing. I break off a piece, toss it to them. And your dog's gonna think, well, what just happened? I was doing nothing. Exactly. When the dog does nothing, treats fall from the sky. And what that does is it encourages your dog to be quiet and do nothing more often. Tip number four, practice makes perfect. And this is especially true when you're trying to teach dogs to be well behaved during conference calls, because we tend to accidentally reinforce bad behavior. So your dog brings you a squeaky toy and you're in the middle of a meeting, you just quickly grab it and throw it for them. Or they start barking and we pet them. We're just trying to soothe them and stop them in the moment. And what the dog starts to learn is, man, when my mom is on a conference call, if you're really annoying, you get lots of attention. And that makes them be that way more often. So instead, Zoom with a friend, call somebody. And as your dog is doing all that attention-seeking behavior, totally ignore them, continue on with that conversation. The moment they're quiet, you got it, treats from the sky. And pretty soon they'll learn what needs to happen. Final tip, give them a break. They are on every single conference call you are. They hear all of the chatter. They sense all of the tension and the emotions. So give them a break. Put them in a different room, put them in a crate, let them have some downtime and give them time to just be a dog, get them off the clock.
I love that. I never thought about how much my dog is listening to my calls and reacting to my reactions and absorbing all the energy in the room. But it makes perfect sense. If I'm stressed at the end of a call, I can imagine that they must feel that stress as well.
They do, and they don't understand why, so it's doubly stressful for them, right? We can be like, wow, that was a stressful call, but I get it. Bob was having a tough day, and we just let it go. Whereas a dog internalizes all of that. So giving them a moment by themselves, giving them a different room, letting them go play, letting them go sit outside will really help them stay well balanced and happy throughout the workday.
That's great. Thanks so much for these tips, Colleen.
Here are my top 5 tips for keeping your pup well behaved during a conference call.